It is 1 year since Hurricane Sandy ravaged the East Coast. The mainstream media continues to use the storm to push a global warming agenda. Dan Gainor from the Media Research Center is here. He's done the study. Dan, I think, first of all, you've got some numbers on the stories run by the broadcast networks on Sandy. Go.
Well, year after we've seen all this devastation, what we find is that every single time in the stories where they're talking about Sandy and either global warming or climate change, they're linking the two. Yet we've seen experts for years telling us that you can't link climate change or global warming to one specific event. So it's okay when they do it.
Well, hold on a second. Was there any counter opinion offered on the story? I think you looked at 32 stories in the broadcast networks, and 100% of them linked climate change to Hurricane Sandy. Did anybody come on and say, hold on a second, it's not that clear cut, there is an alternate point of view? Did anybody?
No, they didn't have anybody on, and only in 2 of those stories, so just 6% of the time, did they even have, the most casual mention, oh, maybe it's not global warming, but that's the extent of it. They never had anybody on who would disagree. Okay. And there are a lot of people who disagree, obviously.
I want you to listen to what the Los Angeles Times said. This is an editorial, or I think it's from the editor of the Los Angeles Times. Quote, "Simply put, I do my best to keep errors of fact off the letters page," saying there's no sign humans have caused climate change is not stating an opinion, it's asserting a factual inaccuracy. The LA Times will no longer accept letters from global warming skeptics. What do you say to that, Dan?
Well, it's just more media censorship. I mean, at least they're honest about it. They're honest that they're not going to let anybody have a counter opinion. All this climate change stuff is based on predictions, and the predictions thus far have been consistently wrong. And yet they're saying, well, we've been wrong, and we're wrong, and we're wrong, but next time down the road, then you can expect that we'll be right. They're expecting anywhere from 1 to 3% of world GDP to be spent on climate change fixes, and they're doing it based on guesswork.